Hello world, it is Monday, December 6th, 2021, and it's kind of an overcast day this morning. It was relatively warm. It was 44 degrees when I went running this morning, but a little on the windy side, although it looks like right now the wind is calming down some. The devotion for today is entitled, The House of the Lord, written by Martha Spong. Martha bases the devotion upon Psalm 27, verse 4, New Revised Standard Version. One thing I asked of the Lord that I will seek after, to live in the house of the Lord all the days of my life, to behold the beauty of the Lord, and to inquire in God's temple. And Martha writes, For most of my life, the rhythm of my week included walking through the doors of a church building as a child and then a parent, as a church member, and eventually as the pastor. I'm married to a Presbyterian minister, and we live in a manse right across the street from the church she leads. The steeple is the view from the window of my home office. It is both so close and, throughout the pandemic, so far away. One day this summer, I joined my wife on a practical errand to check the thermostats and passed through the doors into the sanctuary that I have walked through only occasionally since May 2020. My eyes filled with tears. How tender I felt, not about the building, but about the loss of something less material. The weekly feeling of being part of the gathered body, with its rustle of papers and murmured greetings and collective movement and joyful singing. I realized that the house of the Lord is not a place I go by myself. Much, even most, of what I know about God has been revealed in gatherings of the faithful, engaged in learning or grieving or questioning. God's house is not a place. It is a relationship with God and with others. The house of the Lord is any space where we look for God together. In the prayer. We come, O Holy One, asking for this. Wherever we are, let us gather together in your house and see your beauty and learn all we can about you. Amen. And this devotion, for me, reminds me that, I don't remember the passage, wherever two or more are gathered in his name. And I think the important part of this is that our faith is about relationships. Relationships with God, surely, but relationships with one another. And it is in those relationships that we find God's presence. By being present for one another through good times and difficult times and bad times. Just being present with one another. And I think that's probably the hardest part about the pandemic is the restrictions on the ability to gather together as a community. It's nice to gather online, and for some people, especially those who are physically challenged, online is an important and valuable tool to be used to gather together. And it's good to have that opportunity. But I also think it's good to be able to physically be in the room together. And I hope everyone understands that's one of the reasons why we are wearing masks during worship right now. Our county is going way up again in cases, but it's just to allow us to be able to be physically present with each other. There will come a day when we can be less rigorous about the precautions that we take, but for now, let's enjoy being together even with masks on when we can, and being together online when we can't gather in person. Hope you have a good day. I will talk to you again tomorrow.